Hello everyone, and welcome to the video notes for Unit 1, Day 25. And in today's notes, we are going over how to find the percent of a quantity. And anytime we're trying to find the percent of something, the ratio that we can set up is, you're going to write this down, is if you have some part out of a whole, that will be equal to whatever the percent is out of 100. Remember, a percent is a ratio always out of 100. Let's take a look at this first example. And before we start, I want you to draw a line right down the middle, like this, because we're going to solve this problem in two different ways. So it says, 5 of the 25 girls on the soccer team are 7th grade students. Find the percentage of 7th graders on the team. So we are trying to figure out the percentage. We're trying to figure out this side here. Let's set up what we know. 5 is the part out of the whole, which is 25. So we'll set it up 5 out of 25. That's this left side here. And this is going to be equal to whatever the percent is, that's what we're trying to find, out of 100. And then so I check my constant multiplier, 25 times what number is going to get me to 100, and then I multiply the top by that same number. Now at this point, I want you to pause the video and finish this on your own. Do that now. All right, at this point you have finished the problem. 25 times 4 gets me to 100. So I multiply the top also by 4. 5 times 4 gets me 20. And so 20 out of 100. And so I know that this is equal to 20%, and it says find the percentage of 7th graders, so 20% are 7th graders. And that's my answer. So this is one method of solving that problem, and now I'm going to show you another method by drawing a diagram. Let's do that on the right side here. So let's set up our diagram. We're going to draw a double number line. So one line and then another line. And we'll end it right there. And on the left side we have 0 going, and that's 0%. And on the other side we'll have 100%. And whatever is at 100% is going to be whatever the whole is. So in this case, it was 5 out of 25 girls. So 25 girls is the total, that's the whole, and that's what's going to go here. And then it's asking us 5 out of the 25, what is that as a percent? So I go to my number line and I estimate if 25 is here, 5 is going to be right about here, I would say. So I draw a line there and I put 5. So now I have 5, and I want to figure out what is up here, right? What's that percent? And already I know I can kind of estimate if 5's here, then whatever the percent is going to be, it's going to be somewhere, closer to 0 and further away from 100. And then I check 5 times what number is going to get me to 25. 5 times 5 gets me to 25. And if I'm multiplying this number times 5, then whatever the percent would be, I also multiply times 5. And so I think to myself, what number times 5 gets me to 100? 20. So it's 20%. So I know that 20% are 7th graders. I get the same answer that I did right here. and this is just another way of doing it. All right, let's take a look at example 2 now. Let's read the problem. Oh, actually first, draw the line. We're going to solve it both ways again. Of the 25 girls on the Alden Middle School soccer team, 40% also play on a travel team. Okay, so 40%, and there's 25 total. How many of the girls on the middle school team also play on a travel team? So in this case, it's asking us how many of the total is 40%. So we are trying to find the part. So we'll set up what we know in an equivalent ratio. They're giving us the percent, 40%. So that's going to be 40 out of 100. And they're giving us the total, 25 girls. So that's going to go here. And so I check what number do I have to multiply to get from here to here. I multiply by that same number to get to 40. At this point, I want you to pause the video and finish this on your own. Do that now. Okay. You're resuming the video to check your work. 25 times 4 gets me to 100, so I will also multiply up here times 4. I think to myself, what number times 4 gets me to 40? Or 40 divided by 4 gets me what? And it's 10. So that's what I'm looking for. And so my answer is I found the part 10. What was it asking for? How many of the girls on the middle school team also play on a travel team? 10 play on a travel team. And that's my answer. All right, let's try it now. The second way that we just learned by setting up a double number line. Just like that. And 0 is always 0%. 100%, I check. Do they tell us what the total is, or the whole? Yep, it's 25. So that goes here. And then they're saying whatever it is at 40%. So 40%, if this is the middle, which is 50%, 40% is going to be a little bit less than that. So it's going to be right about here, 40%. Okay. And now I have to think to myself, I'm trying to figure out what goes here. I have 100% and 40%. Now it's not I can't easily divide 100 by some number to get to 40. So instead, maybe I can go back down to 20%. Because 20% is a friendly number that easily goes into 100. And I know that 100 divided by 5, right, gets me to 20. So then I can do 25 divided by 5. That's what would go here. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. Let's write that in. And if 5 is 20%, to get to 40%, that's multiplying by 2. So then 5 times 2 would get me to 10. And now I have 10. I know that 10 play on a travel team. That's also what I have right here. All right, last one. Sorry, this video is a little bit longer than they normally will be. Let's check out example 3. We're going to solve this both methods. Draw a line going down the middle. The Alden Middle School girls soccer team won 80% of its games this season. Okay, so they're giving us the percent. If the team won 12 games, how many games did it play? So it's telling us what part of the games they won, and we're trying to find how many games they played altogether. We're trying to find the whole, or the total. So let's set up what we know. They gave us the percent, which was 80. And 12 games. They won 12 games out of the total, or the whole. So we're going to put 12 as the part, and we're trying to figure out what's the whole. Now this one, it gets a little bit tricky, because I think to myself, 12 and 80, can I easily multiply 12 to get to 80? In this case, I can't. So what I have to do is I have to look at this fraction right here and see if I can simplify this fraction to its lowest terms. And in this case, I can divide 80 by 20, and I can also divide 100 by 20. So 80 divided by 20 would give me 4. 100 divided by 20 would give me 5. So 80 out of 100 is the same thing as 4 out of 5. And now I can check between 12 and 4. Now I have something that works, because 4 times 3 gets me to 12. And then 5 times 3, multiply that by the same number, constant multiple, gives me 15. So I had to simplify the fraction first, so then I could multiply. And so now I know it's 15 total games. Sorry, running out of space here. All right, and now let's try going the other way. Or not going the other way, but drawing a diagram. We have a double number line, 0 and 0%. And we are trying to figure out what the whole is. What is 100%? And we know that 12 games was 80%. So 80% is right about here, and that's equal to 12. And so I can't easily multiply 80 to get to 100, so I have to go back to one of my friendly numbers, either like 2, 5, 10, or 20. And in this case, I think that 20 is going to work well. Let's see if we can go back to 20. And if I'm going back to 20, I'm dividing by 4. And then I would also do 12 divided by 4. That gives me 3. So if I know that 3 is 20%, then 20% to get to 100 is multiplying by 5, and then this number times 5 would get me to 15. 15 total games. Same thing that I got there. Okay, I know that was a lot. We'll get a lot more practice with this, so if you don't understand it all right away, that's okay. What I want you to do now is, from what you remember, complete this part right here. And then you're going to share that with your partner. Thank you very much.